So hi everyone, this is Denise with Marie Jewelry-DMJ, and today I thought I'd show you a way to make a display to hold your necklaces. Now say you have, like, they usually have those really nice neck holder pieces to put your necklace on. Let's just say you have a very special piece you want to show. Like I have this kind of necklace right here, and I think it's pretty fancy, and I'd really like to show it off, but I only have my other display. But I want to have a special display for this kind. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make a necklace display using household items you probably already have in your house. You may or may not, but you know, I do. So first you're going to need a coffee container. Now this one happens to be this company. You probably know who it is. But it's got a nice handle on the back. It's a plastic container with a lid. Okay. And you need one of those, and you're going to need one of these. Now, you may not have this, but everybody usually has ribbon. But this is a piece of ribbon display. This is where it holds the ribbon. Okay, so you just need one of these. Okay. And you're going to need, now, this is your option, all right? But I'm going to use a whole bunch of plastic bags. So you'll need plastic bags. Everybody has these. Plastic bags. Galore grocery bags. Okay? And another thing you're going to need is some tissue paper of your choice. You can use whatever color you want, because we're going to use acrylic paint. We can paint over this. I just happen to have some black tissue paper to start for paper macheing, and you'll need some white glue. I use a watered down mixture of glue. I don't use this, okay, but I use all-purpose white glue. I use this one right now. This is what I have. Okay, multi-purpose glue. Okay, I got this from the Ollie's. They used to have it. I don't think they do anymore. So that's what you'll need, and a brush. You need a brush. Okay. So first you're going to take your coffee container, okay? Open it up and get your, I'm going to fill it all up with these bags. Okay. These grocery bags. And I'm going to push them in really tight. Now this is going to help give your piece some weight. You can use sand. You can use marbles, let's say. I don't want to make it too heavy because I have to lift it all the time to bring it somewhere. But I do want to make it heavy enough so the wind doesn't take it and push it away. If not, you can probably use some Velcro on the bottom and stick it to your table or whatever you want to do. But if you don't have the money and you want to make jewelry, say you're just starting out and you don't have nothing, we're going to do this, okay? And it should work out pretty well. Now I'm going to keep stuffing it very, very tightly. And already that's made some weight. I mean, it's still light, but you just keep pushing, see? I know it seems silly. But if you don't have the money and you have lots of material that's going to go in the landfill, use it. Why not? Okay, I'm just going to keep pushing down. I don't want to push too hard because I don't want to break my table either. But you can put it on the floor, whatever. Just put them all in there. Keep stuffing them in there. Alright, that's about all I'm going to do. Then you just put your lid back on. There we go, got my lid. Alright. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take your ribbon holder. Alright. And you're going to put that on top, and now we're going to glue it onto the top. Now, What I suggest you do, because plastic's very hard to get glued on, is take some paper mache, some tissue paper over it. Once this dries over your piece, that will make it so you can glue this on and it'll stay there, okay? That's a little trick for plastic. Anything plastic, you can paper mache it first. As long as you get in and the grooves here, it'll hold in place for you, okay? So I'm going to do that next. And I gotta get my glue here and a brush, my favorite brush. And just gonna put this all in there. Like that. And we're gonna go over the edge and put this glue everywhere. And I'm just gonna put this over the lip and down and around. And this is weighing pretty good now. Of course, the wind can blow anything it wants to blow, but okay, so I'm just going to take this and I'm going to paper mache it. And I usually do this kind of work on my Artist at Work channel. I mean, you can check that out if you want to see how to make other things. I make my trinket boxes and jewelry boxes over there. But like I said, if you're in a pinch, you don't have the money, but you want to do jewelry and you've got a starting plan, but you don't have any supplies, this is what I would do. And guess what? It's free. You already bought all the products and you already used them all. So, like I said, this is a nice alternative for yourself. And you will save money. And your area is going to look different than the other people. But maybe people would like that. They're like, oh, this is interesting. I like this lady's display. I've gotten tons of comments, nice comments about my display and how it looks and that it's really nice and they love how I did it, and they just didn't know I was using Gatorade bottles and stuff to display my jewelry. Nobody mentioned it, nobody noticed it. So don't worry about that. Just worry about that you want to start, because the more, because jewelry is very competitive these days. Everybody's making jewelry. It's very difficult to get into, and everybody wants you to make the trends. They want you to have the same things as everybody else. See, I don't get that. Why would you want to buy the same thing everybody else has? Don't you want to be original? Don't you want to have your own style, your own thing? What is it with everybody that, I shouldn't say that because I don't want to get in trouble, but I don't want to have the same thing as everybody else. Yeah, you buy something thinking you're the only one going to be wearing it, and really you're not. So I'm just going to get some more of this paper mache. I'm saving the black for the other part. Okay, so I'm just going around this, and this is, like I said, once this dries, it's going to make it so that you can glue your piece on, but I'm just going to speed up just to show you guys. I'm just going to speed up to show you guys how to do this. So, like I said, this will hold your plastic together once you glue your top on. Okay, now I'm getting my, and you don't have to wait. You can take your heat gun and dry this immediately. So now what you're going to do is you're going to get, first you would wait for all this to dry. I'm not going to wait for it to dry because I'm just showing you how to do this, and I know once I get the glue on there it'll all dry together later on. I don't have to wait. And I'm leaving these on. I'm leaving these edges on. You could pull these off if you want to, but I'm leaving it on this side's going to set into, it's going to set into this cap. And also when I put the necklace on, I want it to be able to set and go around, and I don't want it to be able to fall off. Just like that. Okay. Yeah, that's the way I want it to be. So you'll have this. So I'm just going to take my glue and put it along the whole bottom. Alright, so I'm just going to get my glue out and I'm going to start putting it all over the bottom piece here. There, got quite a bit on there now. Okay. So, now I'm just going to take this, center it, and I'm going to put it, there, just like that, so you can see it better. I'm just going to center this best I can. And I'm just going to glue that down and let it sit. Now all that's going to have to dry. Okay. And you can put some weight on it if you want to let it set better. But normally you would wait for it all to dry, okay? So you can already see I've got kind of a neckline there. Okay, and I've got an edge right here. Right here. Okay, now the next thing you can do is stick some plastic bags down in here. Stick some plastic bags down inside of there once it dries, because this will help, the plastic bags will help support the inside. You don't want to set something on there and it plucks down and gets ruined on you. I'm going to stick some plastic bags down in here. Just go slow, take your time. And like I said, this is going to give the inside of this roll, ribbon holder, some support. There we go. Got it all in. Just love it. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to get my brush, putting the glue over the top of my ribbon holder. Now look, when I want to lift this up, I've got this handle in the back. See that? It works out great. Okay, no problem there. And I'm just going to put this all over it. Now, like I said, normally you wait for it to dry. Wait for this part to dry. But I'm just rushing things so you get the idea of what you need to do. And this took me a while. Think of this. I've never made one of these before. But like usual, I was watching a video. And somebody said something and it popped into my head. I don't know. Alright. So we've got everything covered pretty well. Okay. Gotta have it covered. Now I'm just going to take this black and I'm just going to cover it. I'm going to stretch it as I cover it because mine was all wrinkled up. But it might be nice to have it wrinkled because you could do a little bit of gold overlay on it and make it look even nicer. So, but like I said, I just happen to have the black. All right, now I'm gonna go in and under and down. Now I know when you buy a necklace neck holder, I know they're angled more, and I still could make this angled more. But when I put the necklace on there, it's not gonna matter. It's still gonna hang just like one of those. It's just not gonna be using the same material. So I'm just gonna compress it in underneath here. It doesn't matter if it rips a little or whatever, we can cover it up. Okay. And you can also rip it off if you want to. Just take your time and don't worry about it. No fear. The nice thing about tissue paper is that it can fold over onto itself and smush right down to nothing. And if you didn't like this inner part, you could put something around here and thicken it up a little bit, but I still think it's perfect to put a necklace onto. It will hold. There's enough of a groove here to hang your necklace. And like usual, I don't care what anybody else thinks. I know what's going to work. I know it's free. I know I didn't have the money to buy. I may not have had the money to buy those expensive ones. And they're really not that expensive these days, but it's really, if you don't, like, I'm on a budget. I don't have money to blow on all kinds of things. I have certain things that I have an allowance of money I use to buy stuff, and I need to be particular. But if I don't have to spend the money, why should I? Just do a little at a time. Don't worry about it. Seems pretty messy right now, but you'll get it. You must have your glue underneath or else it won't stick. The paper won't stick, okay? And you know, it's kind of crafty. You have to have the patience to do this. If you don't, then you're just going to have to buy the displays. Or if you don't have time, you'll have to buy the displays. It's quicker. Everything's about quicker. But this is what I do every day. I am retired. I have the time, okay? Not everybody has the time. And I have supplies. I mean, it just happened to have a stash of tissue paper. I just happened to have, my husband just had a plastic coffee container. And I said, hold on, I think I can make something out of that. I don't save the metal ones. Alright, look at that. It's coming along. It's coming along. You can see that? It's taking shape. So far, it hasn't costed me anything. Like I said, just do a section at a time. And when you get all done, nobody's going to know it was a coffee can. And thank goodness they made a plastic one. Alright, here comes the tricky part, because now I have to hold it from a different section. Okay. I'm not going to worry about the bottom because I can do it later. Alright, now I'm just going to start tearing off some pieces of tissue paper and finish the rest. And I've missed some pieces up here. So I'm gonna just go over some pieces up here. Yeah, so when you get this all done and you're using it, people might look at it and say, oh, that must be some kind of new thing to hold necklaces. Where do I buy that? You never know, you know. But all of you are going to know that I made this one myself. Okay. So, once again, I'm taking my paper. I might have enough to finish it. I'm having a load of fun. I hope you're enjoying watching my video. And I probably won't bore you with this whole paper mache part, but and then after I get done making this, I'm going to show you how to make single bracelet holders. Now, you might have, like I said, you might have your regular bracelets, your stretchy bracelets. You might have the normal bracelets that you have on the, like the other holder I made in one of my other videos, which I should just grab that. Let me grab that quickly. So in one of my recent videos, I'm just gonna push this aside for a second, I had made this bracelet holder right here, okay, which came out absolutely beautiful. It looks fabulous. Okay, and you can set a bracelet on here and you can display them to sell. See? So that's what I'm talking about. If you have the normal holder like this, that'll be fine. But then you might want to have a special, say you got one that's very special. It's all crystals or something, and you know, you really want people to see it. Maybe it's nice to have a few that are special like that. I'm going to show you how to make one of those also. And once again, it'll be out of materials you'll have right at your house. And when I'm done, I'll have to move on and let this dry. And it should put down my plastic paper, but it crinkles a lot, makes a lot of noise. So like I said, I'm not going to worry about the bottom right now. Let this whole thing dry and I'll go over the bottom later. Because if I flip it over right now, the whole thing will get ruined. Okay. So now we're going to just push this back and let it dry. So now we're going to move on to part 2 of the video. Okay. And now I'm going to show you how to make a holder for a fancy bracelet. And I'm going to zoom you back in. There we go. And now you're going to need a piece of cardboard, and it's going to be about 3" by 3". So you're going to need a toilet paper center. I had already decorated these a long time ago, and I had them just sitting in a bag. But you can paint it black, put glitter on it, whatever you want to do. Okay. You're going to take your paper holder, and then you're going to take it and fold it back, and then you're just going to cut a little V shape to the back, about 3/4 of an inch down. Okay. What that's going to do is give you a catch right here. Okay, and mine just broke, but okay, so make sure it's not on this line. I pulled it too hard. Still gonna work. So what that's going to do is that little catch is gonna give you a perfect holder, just like this, for your bracelet. Okay, and you're going to glue this down. Now I have mine a little bit like this, which is really nice. And my bracelet came apart. Okay. I'm just going to take some tape to fix this right here. Okay. There. So you make that little V shape, and it's going to help catch your bracelet on the back. Okay. And then you're going to have this. Okay. Isn't that beautiful? So once again, you're going to take some plastic bag, and first you're going to glue this on to the base. So take your bracelet off right here, set that aside, and now we're just going to glue this on to the base. So then you're going to take the bottom of your cone, put your glue on, okay, all right, then you're just going to glue it down to your base. Put it in the center best you can. There we go, just like that. Okay. So now you're just going to let that sit and dry. Alright. And once it's glued into place, we're going to stick some plastic bag down in the center, and that's going to give your center more stabilization. Okay. So now we just have to wait for everything to dry. And smush down the glue around the edge here. Like that. And another thing is to make sure when you do your cone, when you do your cut, to make sure that it's in the middle as best you can. Doesn't that look great? Now what we'll do later is I will paper mache the bottom here, so that after it dries I'll be able to paint it without it bending up. So right now we're just going to do this, and we're going to wait. Alright, so I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I'm here, and I let my necklace display dry overnight. Okay, and this is how it looks. Okay, and it looks really great. It really does. I'm going to put a necklace on here and show you how beautiful it looks. See? And I am going to paint over this yet with the black paint though. And I let the bracelet part dry also. And it's going to go right on the top here. Okay? Isn't that really cool? Okay, so now you can display a necklace here. If you have a matching bracelet that you want to sell separately, you can put it up here. And if you want to have it so it's detachable, you can put some Velcro on the top and the bottom so you could pull it off if you don't want it there. But there's so much space up here, there's room to put it. Okay. Isn't that cool? So I think that's what I'm going to do. I do have some Velcro, but I'm going to paint the whole thing now, and I'm going to take this bracelet off. Okay. And I'm just going to paint the whole thing, probably off camera. And I still need to paper mache the bottom. As you can see, this is what it looks like on the bottom. And I have probably just enough paper to do that. And I need to paper mache and paint this piece also. Okay. And I did put some extra glue here and here to give this a little more strength. Okay. Because after a while, this cardboard could... after a while it could wear away. It is only cardboard. But what I'm going to do now is, now that this bracelet part is dry, I am going to stuff one of these bags in it. Like I said, this is going to give it a lot more strength. It's going to make it a little heavier. And you'll have to try it on your own and see how much support these bags do give the inside of these cones. You will be surprised. And I think I'm going to be putting 2 in this one. Yeah, 2 for sure. I know it sounds silly or whatever, but actually it works out quite well. And then I will just paper mache over the top of this. And like I said, this is going to make it more solid. Nobody's going to know what's in there except for you and me. And if you want to, you can take a few pom-poms or something to give it a poofy look. I really don't need to. Or you can put some tissue paper in there. I'm just going to put a little more tissue paper in there. And this will apply better to your paper. So I'm just going to get my glue out, get my brush, and I'm just going to soak it into the paper, and I'm going to paper mache around, put the glue on around this section here. Put that all in there. It'll hold everything into place. And then I'm just going to, now I have to be careful about this edge right here. So I'm just going to take some paper and go over it. Right here. And then I'm going to get my scissors and just going to cut a piece at the length I need. All right. And make sure you put the glue along the top also. And then once we paint this, it'll all be black. It'll look super nice. I'm going to coat the inside here, and this strengthens it up. All right, I'm just going to put some around and coat it. Now I'm going to save my black for up here because it's already done, and now I'm just going to do the base. And the thing about cardboard is if you don't do both sides, it will bend up. So you'll want to do both sides. And I'm going to zoom in now. There we go. And you know, if you have a little money and you don't want to spend a full amount, you can always thrift for the original neckline necklace holders. I mean, I know I thrifted once, and I did find one. I do have one in my other room. Hey, you guys, I'll be in my other jewelry making room very soon. It's starting to get warmer here now, in the 50s and the 60s every day, and I can work under those conditions in my other area. So I'm very excited about that. Even though this kind of work I have to do up here in this area. And I want to thank all my new subscribers. I've been flying, you guys. Thank you. Share my channel, okay? And if you know somebody who would like to learn more about stuff to have for jewelry making, how to make your own pieces, how to make your own displays, this is the channel for you. And thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. I really, really do. Okay. So I'm going to set this up on something plastic. Okay, so we're just going to let this all dry now. And you can put as many pieces of paper on as you want to cover everything. Like this piece right here looks a little thin, so I'm going to put a little bit more. Just keep tearing off your pieces and placing them down with your glue if you decide to make one. Now you might have some different materials, but give it a try. If you just want to have fun and try something different and you want to make your own, you may be very surprised, because I never know. I've never made one of these before like this. I've made this before. All right, so this has to stand up and dry now on its own. So I'm just going to set it up over here. You can't see that right now. All right, now I'm going to paper mache the rest of this plastic part here. And this it's on there really tight. You'll never know it's plastic under there because the edges seal around the piece. I mean, if you wanted to pull it off, it's going to really take a bit of pulling to get this off. So you don't have to worry about it. And another thing you can do after you're done doing all this, when it's time to display, you could add a scarf around your piece to make it look even more beautiful. I've used scarves in the past. People usually want to buy my scarves, and then I say no. I did have a man bag me for the scarf for his wife. He just would not leave it alone, so I did let him have it. But if I kept doing that, and I don't wear scarves, and I inherited them all from my mother after she died. And so I said, well, what am I going to do with all these scarves? I don't really wear them. It's not that it's not cold enough here to wear a scarf all the time for dress up, where we were before. It really would have to dress warmly like that. I'm just going to pull this off, and it just form fitted around this perfectly. I'm so happy with how it turned out. Yeah, if you use a scarf over it, it just softens the look. If it's a lighter jewelry, use a darker scarf like a black, or if it's a darker jewelry, use a light color like a tan. Should be solid. This part is paper down under here. It's showing, see? It's paper, so I'll be able to paint it anyways, but not that it'll ever get shown. But we just want to do it anyway. And let me tell you, some parts will continue to do it no matter how long you try. It drives you crazy. Okay. And like I said, I'm going to be painting this over anyway. I'm just going to stick a couple of sticks under there. All right, so I have a little black left here, so I'm just going to use it on the base here because I have it. I might as well. Just on the front, because I'm going to be painting it anyways. We'll just use up the black. I'm just using up every little bit of it. Just let it dry completely and we'll be fine. So that's it for now, you guys, and I'll come back when everything's dry and we'll put it all together. So I'm back, everyone, and I had to wait all day long to show this to you. So I'm going to zoom you in, and my piece is finished. I'm still waiting for it to dry a little bit more, but I wanted to show this to you. I actually think I need to go back down. All right, so here is the finished product. Right there, you guys. Isn't that beautiful? So now we have a full necklace and bracelet display stand. Okay, so I've got the bracelet on the top, and the necklace is down here, and it hangs all like this. Just wonderful. And like I said, I've been waiting all day for the paint to dry. I painted this over in black. And see, so you just take the bracelet off the top. Necklace comes off just like that. Okay. And I've been waiting all day to show this to you. So it's all finished. I put the two parts together. I glued it together. And here's the whole bracelet and necklace display stand. Just using your coffee can, plastic coffee can, and a ribbon center top, a large one. Using your cardboard and your toilet paper center with plastic bags and tissue papers. Now that's the way to make your own necklace display stand, necklace and bracelet display stand. So give me a thumbs up, you guys, and comment, subscribe. Please subscribe. I'm doing so well. Thank you for all the new subscribers. And remember, this is Dee Marie Jewelry. This is Dee Marie Jewelry DMJ. Subscribe, like, hit the all button for notifications, and share. Please share. And remember, if you get a chance to see my Artist at Work channel, the link is artist-at-work-DMJ. It also has DMJ in it, okay? But that's the link. So this is what I was working on. Been working on some bird items on my Artist at Work channel, just to show you briefly. This is one of the boxes I've been working on. I started this last year. I've done the hummingbird and the bluebird. This is the toucan. I believe this is a toucan. That's a beautiful little trinket box, and I'll be selling them in the future. Okay, so once again, bracelet and necklace display holder stand. And so thanks for watching. Remember, jewelry beautifies your life, and you can make your own displays. You don't need any money. I know the displays aren't very expensive anymore, but sometimes in order to get them sent to your house, you have to buy bulk and all that. But I'm really excited I was able to finish it and show you how to do it. It's the first time I've ever made one. And I've even seen one that looks similar. I've seen different ones. The good thing about this one is when the wind blows, it's not going to go bam and fall over and your jewelry goes fall over. It's nice and solid base. See that? Nice solid base. It's going to stand there. If the wind hits it, it's only going to push back or forward. It's not going to fall over as far as I know. Disclaimer, I can't be sure. But I'm pretty sure it's not going to tip over too much. Okay? Thanks for watching, everybody. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.